Coming up on the South Florida High School Football Show, the Northwestern Bulls are fighting for a spot in the playoffs. In Broward County, Coral Springs Charter, an independent, goes undefeated during the regular season. Troy Drayton will look at the future Gators and Seminoles. Plus, we'll preview the final week of the regular season. All of that and more in the South Florida High School Football Show. Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to the South Florida High School Football Show. Joe Zagacki alongside my broadcast partner, former University of Miami center and team captain Don Bailey Jr. as we come to you from the Regal Entertainment Group Theater in Plantation. We are right between Pine Island and University. We're coming down the home stretch of the high school football season. Another great weekend of high school football, Don, and we are getting late. This weekend, we have some games that are going to decide the playoffs.
Well, Joe, between this week and next week, it matters. Every play matters, every special teams play matters, everything counts because everybody's in the hunt for a playoff spot.
One of those teams that has a season hanging in the balance, the Bulls of Northwestern. They've been up, they've been down, but they're right there coming off a big game this past weekend with Carroll City deciding their fate. But Northwestern seems to have steadied the ship after rebuilding the last couple of years.
Well, it's nice to see that they did that. Everybody in Dade County and really the state of Florida has expected Northwestern to be very consistent in winning. And as you mentioned, they did have some ups and downs, but it's taken a while to stabilize the ship, and now they're looking to head towards the playoffs.
Had a big win last Saturday over Norland. Max Edwards is the new head coach, and they've been running the football. Corey Lane and Kai Henry on the ground, both averaging over 5 yards a carry, so that's a good number.
Well, it certainly is, and that proves that they made the right decision on which way to approach their offense. And when you have running backs with that much of a skill level and giving you that much production at 5 yards a carry, everything's working in your favor.
Of course, in the past, they've had some great quarterbacks in Northwestern. Shatarius Atwell, perhaps the next one in that long line of great quarterbacks. He's done a good job of protecting the ball. That's what you need from a quarterback.
Well, they've certainly had great quarterbacks at Northwestern who have gone on to do great things in college, and even some of them in the National Football League. So I'm sure that they hope that these are the footsteps that this young man follows.
When you think of Northwestern football, you think of defense this year. Defense got a lot better, holding the opponent to about 16 or 17 points a game.
You know, that's tolerable, Joe. That's not really the best in the business, so to speak, something that they've had off and on over many, many decades of great football at Northwestern, but it's good enough at this stage of the game to get you where you want to go.
Northwestern collided with Carroll City this weekend. Next weekend, they wrap up the regular season with Jackson. Of course, that's an old-fashioned Miami-Dade game.
Absolutely. That one's been going around a long, long time. Earl Little, the coach at Miami Jackson, will make sure that he has his team ready to take on the Bulls of Northwestern.
All right, let's go into Broward County. Now we're going to go outside of district play. This is an independent team, Coral Springs Charter. They finished their regular season undefeated. They've outscored their opponents per game 34-7.
Well, what an accomplishment. I don't care if you're an independent or if you're in a division, it does not matter. When you go undefeated, you have had great success, and a lot has to be accomplished to make that happen. You can't let your team get overconfident. You have to keep them focused through every ball game, and more importantly, you got to keep them healthy.
A.J. Miller is the quarterback for Coral Springs Charter. How about the season? He put together 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions during the regular season.
When you look at that number at the high school level, it makes you drool because that rarely happens. Usually in high school, you're hoping for sometimes even just a tie, 21 touchdowns, 21 interceptions, but for sure a 2 for 1. But when you come up with that number, you know that young man has helped lead this team to an undefeated season.
I know you like all-purpose players. How about Kailyn Carson on the ground, the leading rush with over 300 yards, and he's the second leading receiver with over 20 catches. The guy that gets involved in the offense both ways.
And that's part of the reason they've been so successful and their quarterback has had such a great season is they're using Carson as an outlet receiver. quarterback is smart enough to make sure that he finds him when he's in trouble down the field and takes the sure thing versus the risky shot.
How about this? The defense had an amazing year, allowed only 62 points in the regular season, 2 points in the third quarter.
It's amazing is right, less than a touchdown a game. You have quarterback play, you've got running back play, and then you have a championship defense. That's why it all fell in place.
Adam Miller is the head coach. He's done a superb job, and he's going to see his Coral Springs Charter team, their season will continue deeper into the playoffs. Let's stay in Broward County. Another team that has one game to go next week. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they've been very exciting. Coconut Creek, the Cougars played very competitive football. They are stuck in a tough district with Hollandale and American Heritage, but this has been a team that scores a ton of points.
So what the Cougars have to do is make sure that they take what they learned this year and then build on it for next year. They had a lot of success this year. They were in some tough football games. The coach was able to define the playmakers. They were able to understand who they can count on, the players that are sophomores and juniors, and now you have to build on that and hopefully take the next step for next season.
They scored nearly 30 points a game. They have passed for more than 2,400 yards this season. The quarterback, Jakari Harrison, he's got to be recognized, Don, not only on this show, but what a year he's had. 31 touchdown passes, just 5 interceptions.
It's like a 7-on-7 tournament every single week for him. This young man, the touchdown to interception ratio is off the charts, but the pure volume of touchdowns shows you that he understands his offense, has a great relationship with his defense, but more with his receivers, but also understands how to read defenses.
He's been one of the more polished quarterbacks in the county. He has had himself a dazzling season. 3 receivers with over 25 catches. That's a nice way to spread things around.
It certainly is, and what stress it puts on the defense, especially in the secondary. It also proves that his offensive line and the play calling have led him to the opportunity to make these completions because he's had time to throw the football.
All right, Coconut Creek is going to come up short on the postseason, but they had a memorable regular season. They will finish things up next week with their rival game against Northeast. All right, we mentioned this is a big weekend in high school football. There were some great games deciding the fates of many of the teams. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
Hey, Joe and Don, I'm Stefano Fusaro with a couple of highlights from a jam-packed Halloween weekend of high school football. We start with a scary rivalry between Killian and Palmetto with the Big Cat Trophy at stake. First quarter, no score. The Cougars' Bentavious Thompson runs in 15 yards for an easy touchdown. Killian up 7-0. Second quarter, Killian at their own 4. Antoine Collier finds, guess who, Bentavious Thompson. He slips a tackle, and he goes the distance, 96 yards. The Cat Trophy stays with Killian as they go on to win 25-12. Friday Night Lights. Deerfield Beach, an undefeated Piper, battling it out for the District 11 8A title. The Bucks of Deerfield dominating this one with the ground game. Early on, quarterback Cedric Moffitt fakes out the cameraman, and he keeps it, hitting the corner for a touchdown. Later in the half, running back Kobe Farish punches one up the middle, 10 yards. His second score of the game, Deerfield rocks Piper, 38-0. An elimination game in Dade. Carroll City and Northwestern from Traz Powell Stadium. Down 7-0 in the third quarter. Carroll City scores 18 straight points. Stephen Calvert, they call him Buckshot, hooks up with a 4-star receiver Kevon Dingle for a 33-yard touchdown. Carroll City knocks out Northwestern 18-14. The Chiefs clinch a playoff spot. Miami Sunset visiting Mater Academy, playing for the title of their district. Mater Academy takes a 10-7 lead in the first quarter thanks to Darius Brown's touchdown run. But it didn't last long. A minute and a half later, Sunset takes the lead back for good. Michael Cox to Tarek Peters, keeps his balance and gets a great block from Julian Noriega. Sunset wins the game and the district, 24-16.
The South Florida High School Football Show is sponsored by the Miami Dolphins, Metro PCS, U.S. Army, Vera Cadillac Buick GMC, Tico Peoples Gas, Adidas, and Regal Cinemas.
Experience the Vera difference at Vera Cadillac Buick GMC Pembroke Pines. Vera is 4 miles north of Sun Life Stadium.
Bro, just watch what I do.
This the game that shows us. Pioneers started 24. Betty don't do it. Sliding up the the block. See that, Jimmy? Yo, he said get him, so we got him. That's 18. It's your masterpiece. That's that new speed.
My name is Gary Baumwald, and my sense moment was my 5th birthday.
Seldom does a team celebrate before a game, but in Miami, Dan Marino and Mark Clayton took time to wish a young Dolphin fan a happy birthday.
Gary. Hey, man, I want to see if you want another football.
Hey, man. Thanks. What's up, man?
Each one of us has our since moment. What's yours?
The South Florida High School Football Show's recruiting segment is sponsored by Metro PCS. Wireless for all.
Welcome back, friends, to the South Florida High School Football Show. Joe Zagacki with Don Bailey Jr. coming to you from the Regal Entertainment Group Theater in Plantation, where we are more than just a movie. We move into our recruiting segment with Troy Drayton. This week, Troy is taking a look at many of the kids in this area that want to go north. All right, we'll let a few go. They want to become Gators, they want to become Central Florida Knights, or they want to become a Seminole at Florida State.
Well, Joe, there's a lot of opportunity. Great college football in the state of Florida. It has certainly grown over the last 15 years with the addition of FAU, FIU, South Florida, and Central Florida, and they've all started to win football games. Thank goodness there's a lot of talent here in the state to be divvied up amongst everybody.
You know, the big thing in recruiting, of course, is cell phone. You can do Twitter off the cell phone. You can text off the cell phone. You can find out recruiting information off the cell phone, as we are going to do with Troy Drayton on our Metro PCS LG Optimus F6. All right, Troy, let's hear about those future Seminoles, Knights, and Gators.
Joe and Don, here's a list of the verbal commitments from Northern Florida. These guys still know that South Florida is a fertile ground for hot recruits. Here are the University of Florida verbal commitments. First off is Joshua Hammonds, wide receiver, Hallandale High School. Vashawn Joseph, outside linebacker, New Orleans High School. Aaron Robinson, cornerback, Deerfield Beach High School. Eric Mitchell, weak side defensive end, Miami Central. Christopher McWilliams, cornerback, Southwest Miami High School. The University of Central Florida has one lone commit, and that's Dante Mayfield, cornerback, Gulliver Prep. Florida Statement verbal commitments are as follows. Jamil Cook, safety, Miami Central. Amir Wasul, running back, Coral Gables Senior High School. Emmett Rice, outside linebacker, New Orleans High School. And Kiera Thomas, strong side defensive end, Miami Central High School. Unfortunately, the University of South Florida doesn't have a commitment from either Dade or Broward County. Joe and Don, back to you. Now you can see the impressive list of kids coming out of South Florida.
All right, Troy, thank you very much. An impressive list indeed coming out of South Florida. We won't hold it against all of them.
No.
I mean, we're South Floridians. We like to have them all stay here.
Of course, that's the way it used to be.
Well, we're working on that.
We're working on it.
All right, next week we'll take a look at the junior class, and because recruiting gets younger and younger every year. Soon we'll be looking at the 8th graders.
You know, and I think you got to draw a line somewhere. I don't mind the 10th graders, but you start getting into 7th and 8th grade, Joe, that's pretty young.
All right, we will continue right here on the South Florida High School Football Show.
Tico Peoples Gas is awarding the 7th Annual Player of the Year Awards to a player in Miami-Dade and a player in Broward County. Fans can nominate a player by logging on to southfloridahighschoolfootball.com. Click on the Tico Player of the Year icon. Nominations are open until November 30th. After November 30th, revisit the site and vote for the finalist. The players receive a beautiful crystal trophy, and their school receives a $500 donation. Tune in to our National Signing Day TV show on February the 3rd, where the winners are announced. This Dolphin Players Flashback is sponsored by the Miami Dolphins.
I'm Olivier Vernon from the Miami Dolphins, defensive end, and I'm from Miami, Florida. American Senior High was my alma mater, and I would like to say my favorite probably moment playing football there was when we played Miramar Patriots for the Patriot Bowl. We beat them actually, and it's been a while since we played them since. And you know, my advice I could give to somebody that's playing football right now in high school is, you know, just follow yourself. You don't need to follow nobody else. You know, if you're outside trying to get better, or you know, if you're doing your schoolwork and Now, that's the main thing that you focus on. Just be yourself, follow yourself, and everything else is going to fall in place.
Vera Cadillac Buick GMC is awarding the Teacher of the Year awards to a teacher in Miami-Dade and a teacher in Broward County. Fans can nominate a teacher by logging on to southfloridahighschoolfootball.com. Click on the Vera Teacher of the Year icon. Nominations are open until December 30th. The teachers will receive a beautiful crystal trophy and a 6-month lease from Vera Cadillac Buick GMC, and their school receives a $2,000 donation. Tune in to our National Signing Day TV show on February 3rd, where the winners will be announced.
You know why I brought you here today? Metro gives you unlimited data, talk, and text, taxes and fees included for $30, period. Holy! With 4G LTE data included.
We love LTE data.
On the nationwide 4G LTE T-Mobile network. Now, let's take some selfies. Switch to Metro PCS for nationwide 4G LTE, $30, period, plus a free 4G LTE phone after instant rebate. Now, let's get a picture of your free phone taking a picture of my free phone.
For outdoor projects large or small, avoiding buried utility lines is more than food for thought.
What happened?
Know what's below. You or your contractor should always call 811 before you dig. Utilities will mark your lines for free. Brought to you by Tico Peoples Gas.
You love movies. Join the club and the movies will love you back. The Regal Crown Club. With every visit, you earn credits toward free movies, popcorn, and soft drinks. Plus, with a valid email, you'll get money-saving offers and special invitations to exclusive events. Grab a card at the box office, activate it at regmovies.com, or visit our Regal Movies mobile app. Then earn rewards with a swipe or scan of your card right from your phone. So share the love. Join the club, the Regal Crown Club.
The South Florida High School Football Show's Coaches segment is sponsored by Adidas. Stay up to speed with the fastest brand in football on Twitter and Instagram by following @AdidasFBallUS.
We continue now in the South Florida High School Football Show. Joe Zagacki and Don Bailey Jr. coming to you from the Regal Entertainment Group Theater in Plantation, where we are more than just a movie. Well, you know, the high school football season, when it's over, coaches seem to bounce around a little bit. Rocco Casullo was a very successful head coach at St. Thomas. At the end of the season, after winning the state championship, he made a decision to move on, and now he's at Mater Academy.
And he's doing a very good job there as well, Joe, and you expect only things to get better once he implements his system and his process.
Rocco's dad is a coach, so comes from a football family, defensive-minded as well.
Well, that's nice to have that dad on the other end of the line that can help you out with some tough questions and maybe some tough offenses and defenses.
All right, Mater Academy having an outstanding season so far. We caught up with Rocco Casullo, this week's Coach of the Week, and we asked him to take us back to the beginning of 2015.
It's been an interesting 2015 for sure, and at the end of the day, everybody said you really need to look into that Mater job, and the talent they have, the program they want to build, the administration, Mr. Nunez and Miss Marty and the AD, Lou Sanchez, they said, hey, we want to build this into a powerhouse. And I said, I would love to do that, and they allowed me to get my staff in here, and it's been an uphill battle for sure, but these kids have bought in, and well, for one, the attitude. There's our off-season workout program is pretty rigorous, and they weren't used to that. We had to transform their bodies, get them to believe, understand how to believe in each other, get their bodies in the best physical shape that they could do. They worked extremely hard over the summer, and I think they're seeing that now, and they're understanding why we did that and why we worked the heck out of them. Lou Sanchez does a great job as athletic director. They have facilities. We just dumped $20,000 into the weight room, so we're expanding that. The school has been outstanding. The support every week is exciting. And that's something I really always want to do, is build my own program. And I'm just happy that everybody's involved in this and everybody's contributing, and hey, we're having fun. Hey, my time at St. Thomas Aquinas was tremendous. I have a strong love for that place. They've been good to me for 14 years, and hey, here's a new opportunity for me. God opened another door, and I'm very thankful. I'll tell you what, TJ Harrington, number 7's really stepped up. Darius Brown, a sophomore, he stepped up. The offensive line, Claudio Hernandez, Jesus Fernandez, defensively, Devontae Lopez, you know, and these are young guys. These are some juniors I'm mentioning, but they don't like losing, and they've always wanted to have, they knew they had the talent, they wanted to put it all together, and they're doing that.
About business. About business, man. About business, we in the jungle, baby. Bunch of lions, baby, on the same mission. About business. Another game in the lab. Can't do it without coaching staff, man. Got the best coaching staff in high school football, man.
It's tough. I'll tell you what, it's really good coaching in this district. You know, each team's got 4 or 5 guys or Division I guys. I mean, people really say the best talent's in Dade County. There's a lot of good talent down here that plays at a lot of good schools. And, you know, Broward's the same. They're just as talented. But you have to be prepared every single week, you know, and our coaches do a great job of game planning.
All right, Rocco, thank you very much, and the best of luck in that gigantic district. But right now, he's right where he normally is, in the driver's seat.
Absolutely. He's been there before, and he'll do it again, and the best of luck to you.
Okay, when we come back, Don and I will take a look at the final week of the regular season in high school football. We'll talk about all of the teams. You don't want to miss that right here on the South Florida High School Football Show.
Remember, South Florida high school football fans, you can stay in the know with the latest news and updates by following us on social media. Follow us on Twitter at HSFBall, Instagram at SFHSFS, and be sure to like us on Facebook at South Florida High School Football. Time now for the U.S. Army All-American nominees. Benjamin Victor of Coconut Creek High School. Benjamin is 6'4" and weighs 170 pounds. This outstanding athlete has continued to show improvement throughout his high school career and is now a 4-star wide receiver recruit. His determination and passion has led him to become ranked in the top 15 recruits in Florida. Brandon Johnson of American Heritage School. Brandon is 6'3" and weighs 172 pounds. This talented wide receiver has received a plethora of offers from schools. This versatile player will be an asset to any team. His father, Charles Johnson, played baseball for the University of Miami and the Florida Marlins. Brian Burns of American Heritage School. Brian is 6'5" and weighs 212 pounds. Burns is a weak side defensive end who ran a 4.76 40-yard dash. He has received offers from the University of Miami, Georgia, the University of Florida, and Florida State University. Cedric Wright of Gulliver Prep. Cedric is 5'9" and weighs 180 pounds. He is a 4-star recruit as a strong safety with a 4.41 in the shuttle. His footwork and coverage will give him the edge in the secondary.
Watch what I do.
This the game that shows us. Pioneer started at 24. Bet he don't do it. Lining up the block. See that, Jimmy? Yo, he said get him so we got him. SAT. They a masterpiece. That's that new speed.
Experience the Vera difference at Vera Cadillac Buick GMC Pembroke Pines. Vera is 4 miles north of Sun Life Stadium.
Closed caption sponsored by Regal Cinemas, where we are more than just a movie.
We are back on the South Florida High School Football Show. Joe Zagacki and Don Bailey Jr. coming to you from the Regal Entertainment Group Theater in Plantation, where we are more than just a movie. Well, now, we have reached the final weekend of the high school football season for the regular season, and we're going to go through the games. We're going to begin with our broadcast game, Flanagan at St. Thomas. This is going to be a heck of a football game.
Joe, I went with St. Thomas early in the year, and I'm sticking with them.
All right, I'll go with St. Thomas. Devin Bush, though, is going to have his team ready to go. That's going to be a heck of a game, and that will get both teams ready for the postseason. On Wednesday, Ferguson's going to be at Palmetto.
I'll stick with Palmetto.
I'll go with Palmetto as well. On Thursday, we've got Coral Park at South Miami.
I'll go with the Cobras of South Miami.
We have the T-Breads of Hialeah at Coral Reef.
Coral Reef it'll be.
Hialeah Gardens is home against Morning.
I will take Hialeah Gardens.
All right, well, we just spoke with Rocco. Matter Academy will be at Hialeah, Miami Lakes.
Let's hope that we don't jinx him, but I'm going with Miami Lakes.
This should be a great game. Norland will take on Killian. This game is going to be played in North Miami.
I'm going to take the Vikings.
On Friday, Carroll City is going to be at American. I'll go with Carroll City.
You know my answer. Go Chiefs.
Belen Jesuit is at home against Monsignor Pace.
Pace it'll be.
All right, Boyd Anderson's at Nova. I'll go with Boyd.
All right, I will too.
Gibbons at home against Deerfield Beach. I'll take the Bucks.
All righty, I will go with the Bucks as well.
Chaminade Madonna at Gulliver Prep.
I'm going with Gulliver.
I'm going with the Lions. Northeast is at Coconut Creek.
I'm going Coconut Creek.
We talked about the Creek, so I'll go with them as well. Piper's had a great season at home against Cooper City. I'll take Piper.
Since they're at home, I'm going with Piper as well.
Cypress Bay at home against Coral Springs.
Ooh, Joe, let's go. I usually don't go against Cypress Bay, but I'm going to this time.
All right, you go against Mark Wandolo. I'll take him. We've got Evangelical at Dade Christian. It's homecoming for Dade Christian. I'll take Dade Christian.
Me too. We had a good conversation about them on last week's show.
St. John Newman is at Doral Academy.
Doral Academy, please.
Hollywood Hills at Douglas.
Douglas it'll be.
Edison's at home against Miami Beach.
I'm going Red Raiders.
Stranahan at Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale.
Monarch home against Hollandale.
Hollandale.
Keysgate will take on Homestead.
Homestead.
South Plantation at MacArthur.
MacArthur.
Miami High is at South Ridge.
I'm going with the Ridge.
Alrighty, South Dade is at North Miami Beach. That game in North Miami.
I'm going with Coach Bertani's North Miami Beach.
We talked about Northwestern earlier. At Traz Powell, they're the home team against Jackson.
I'm going with the Generals.
All right, Ronald Reagan is at Varela. That game played at Tropical Park.
I'll go with Ronald Reagan.
South Broward is at Western High School.
Western it'll be.
I'll take South Broward. University School at West Broward. That game played at Flanagan.
University School, Joe.
All right, I'll take West Broward. On Saturday, Dillard at Blanche Ely at Ely.
I'm going with Dillard.
Soul Bowl, I'll go with Ely. Braddock is home against Sunset.
Never go against Braddock, Joe.
Coral Gables at Southwest. They play at Tropical Park.
I'm going with the Gables.
Everglades Prep at Goldman at Mylander Stadium.
Goldman.
And finally, at North Miami, Dr. Crop home against Miami Springs.
We'll go with Dr. Crop.
Okay, I'll take Miami Springs. Should be some great football next weekend, and then it's on to the postseason.
It's on to the money time. This is when it really counts, starting next week.
All right, for Don Bailey Jr., I'm Joe Zagacki. We'll see you next time right here on the South Florida High School Football Show.
The South Florida High School Football Show has been sponsored by the Miami Dolphins, Metro PCS, U.S. Army, Vera Cadillac Buick GMC, Tico Peoples Gas, Adidas, and Regal Cinemas.
Great team effort. Great team effort.
Good job, y'all, boys! Good job, y'all, boys!
Good job. Every week we come out, we win because we have a great team, not because we have a great offense or just a great defense or just great special team. We got a great team. We play great as a team. And that's the best part. We are one team.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!